Hey guys, I'm going to try out new crimper that we got. We thought some of the trouble our guys were having in the field were from the type of crimpers. These aren't even that expensive. It's the EXO crimp frame, part number 100061C. We're going to go ahead and try them out. I was going to test it out before I handed them out to one of our techs, but I figured I would just make a video. I forgot to bring home some cables, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut one of my patch cables, and then we're going to try out the crimper and cut off the ends. In the directions, it has your T568A and T568B wiring chart right here at the bottom. These are the RJ45 ends that they recommended. I've never used these type. It's the EZX38. I don't know if you could see right there, the wires don't come out straight. Maybe when I get the wires in there I can show you, but it's zigzag like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I don't know if that's supposed to make it easier, but we're going to find out. Go ahead and strip off one of the ends. We're going to go ahead and spread them out. Do the green, orange, the blue, and then the brown. Okay, go ahead and separate them all. All the kinks out of them. We're going to do the A, which is white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, then solid orange, white, brown, and brown. Go ahead and get those in order and then try to get all the kinks out of them. Look at that, my green done swapped around. So white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, brown. All right, they're correct now. Get them as straight as I can right in that area, and I'm going to chop some off. And take your connector and then you slide them over, and hopefully they go in the right holes. So I got white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, and brown. So they went in correct. So this is a pass-through connector, and then this is a pass-through connector crimper. So this is going to crimp it down. You see right here, after you crimp it, it's going to cut off the excess wire sticking out. So now, just make sure you have your RJ45 die in here, and then slide this in from the back all the way in till it's flush, and then squeeze down, crimp, and cut. I don't know, some of the other ones had better leverage. We do the other side and then test the cable out. So strip off a couple inches. Only take it around until you feel it cut through. If you keep going, you're going to cut through the inside insulation. We don't want that. So get your green, your orange, your blue. Brown is last. You can use the piece you stripped and kind of slide it down and twist at the same time. A little out of practice. I'm not as quick as I should be, but I don't work in the field, so get them all in order again. White, green, green, white, orange, solid blue, blue, white, solid orange, white, brown, and brown. Get them in the correct order and then try straightening all the kinks out of them. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my other connectors that's just straight through, doesn't zigzag, and we'll see if it's a little easier. These were nice and tight around the wire, and maybe they make a better crimp. I'm sure you just got to get used to them. When you're doing one after the other, this probably becomes fairly simple and routine. Obviously, I don't ever have to do one after the other. So these just kind of come out straight. They don't really have holes to hold them in the same spot. So to me, they're easier to double check your work. So I got white, green, and green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, and brown. And they're all in the correct order. To me, this one was easier to put on, but we still don't know if maybe they're not crimping correctly for some reason. Or maybe our guys just aren't taking the time to double check these. Go ahead and slide them into the crimper, like so. As you can see, they're still in the right order. Go ahead and crimp it down and then cut. Got my patch cable with two different ends. Personally, I prefer the second end. I would have to try this with the different cable that we use. Maybe it'll be a little easier. Connectors are good. You need to run a cable from one end of your house to another, instead of going and buying a 100-foot cable that's already pre-terminated with your ends. You can do it yourself, and it's going to be a lot cheaper, and it's really simple. I mean, you just saw how I did it. Most of your crimpers like this, I'll put a link to this one, and I'll put a link to the ends down below. But most of the crimpers, RJ45 crimpers, will come with this little stripper. You use the biggest hole here, and you just twist it around a couple times. You can feel it cut through this top layer, and as soon as you feel it, you stop, because you don't want to cut through the other wires. And then you just push down on that to release it off the wire. And then, like I showed you, you can use the outer casing that you pull off. You can kind of twist it down in between the two pairs of wires to untwist them. Then you use the chart either with your crimpers or on your crimpers right here, and you follow along with it, and you make sure you get them in your ends just like the chart says. So that says white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, and brown. Some crimpers that you get will even have the colors on here. You know, you don't have to read, you can just look at the colors. So you don't need a tester. I mean, if you have a hardwired jack in your house, you can just plug both ends, you know, one end into your laptop, turn off Wi-Fi so you know you have to use the hard wire, plug this into your hardwired outlet, and then, or your modem, you know, plug this one end, laptop, turn off your Wi-Fi on your laptop, plug this into your modem or your router, and then see if you can get on the internet and search something on Google. That's it. If you can, then it worked. You don't need a tester like this. If you want to get one of these just to make it easier, that's fine too. They're pretty inexpensive. I'll put a link to this, some cable, if I can find it on there.